Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Already Overbooked. We have another weekly recap, so let's go through and talk about what happened in this past week. All right, so let's jump into the first thing. Quick channel updates. Started shorts this week. They were actually a lot of fun to go through and create. I have written some ridiculous ideas down of some product ideas. I've written down some other skits and some thoughts that I've had just all over the place. So we're going to start recording those and getting those coming out on a more frequent basis. I think I said originally I was going to do just one short a week, but I have such a backlog of books that I've gone through and read, literally all the books behind me. And I can do a quick one sentence review on all of these books. So, for the foreseeable future, I think I'm going to do two shorts a week. We're going to do a one sentence review, and then we're going to do whatever else I want to do. So we'll see what happens. Next week's is I thought it's funny. My wife doesn't think it's funny. So watch next week's and you let me know if I'm right and it's kind of funny, or if she's right and it's not funny at all. So let me know. We'll see. We'll see. So let's just jump into what did I read last week. So I ended up going through and finishing all three books that I discussed previously. We finished first Open Evening. This book, I think last week I said it was pretty good, but it is a lot better at the end of this book than what it was at the beginning where I was previously. They had a few big surprises for me that I did not see coming. I thought it was going to be very generic. Oh, look, everyone's happily ever after, and they smile and hug. But that's not what happened at the end of this book. There was actually a fun, engaging rat pulled me in. So I'm going to go through and end up buying the next one probably sometime next week. Um, when I get paid again. So I'm probably going to go through and do that and then jump into the next one. But Lee Hall, you killed it, man. Good one on closing out this book. The next one I went through and read or finished was Tomorrow's Children. This was exactly what I said last week. It was good enough for me to eventually finish the series. It's a good palate cleanser, behind the scenes, not really paying attention too much kind of book. So I gave it a middle of the road. I think I ended up giving this one a little bit less than what I gave the first book. I gave this one a 4 out of 10. So right under the average mark for me. Um, it's just probably it's not my thing. If you might like it, so I say go through if you want that X-Men Fallout kind of feel. Go through and check out book one, or maybe it's better in ebook than it is in audio. Maybe that's it. Maybe it was a hint for me because it's in audio. But I don't know. Maybe it'll work for you. The last book I ended up going through and reading most of this week was Point of Impact, the book number one of the Bob Lee Swagger. I don't remember how many books there is. I think it's still coming out of books now. This was okay. It was almost identical to the Mark Wahlberg movie Shooter. It was. I know it's this movie's based off the book, but a lot of time they take out a lot of stuff. It's not really what happened here. It's like it hit all the marks. So personally, I might, if I get pestered enough, I might read book two just to see if I actually like the series. But if I would recommend this book or the Mark Wahlberg movie, I would tell people to go watch the movie. Watch an hour and a half of the movie and save yourself a week worth of reading with Point of Impact. So yeah, it wasn't great. I've read better thrillers. All right. So, what am I currently reading? So, I mentioned last week I went through and bought Buffalo Hunter Hunter. So, I just started that ebook. I think I'm maybe 10% of the way through it so far, so I'm still slowly getting into the story, trying to get my bearings straight of kind of what's happening within this world. So I don't have too much of an opinion yet. I'll definitely have it completed by next week, so I'll have a little bit more thoughts on Buffalo Hunter. So the next two is, did I buy anything, pre-order anything, or get any kind of book mail? No, no, and no. Didn't buy anything, didn't get anything in the mail. It was a quiet week for book spending. Maybe next week will be different. We'll see. All right, so jumping into what is happening next week, or really from this point forward. Tomorrow, I have a conversation with Ryan Skeffington to go through and talk about his current book and talk about his future book. We're going to be doing a cover reveal tomorrow. It is looks amazing. You're not going to want to miss this conversation. It starts, if I'm not mistaken, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put the exact information here. But definitely go through and jump in, say hi, and definitely stick around for this awesome interview and the cover reveal for book number 2 of Ryan's book. On Monday, we're doing a April TBR. What am I reading in the month of April? Most likely, it's only going to be about 6 books, but we'll go through. I'll finalize that in the next few days, and then I'll record and have the video ready to go for Monday. On Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be going through and doing those shorts. I have a skit short on Wednesday, and I'm doing my one sentence review on Thursday. So look out for that. And then on Friday, we have another weekly recap to talk about what happened during the week and what the game plan was from a reading perspective. So let's jump into what's next. Life updates. Same thing as last week. A lot of baseball, a lot of sports. It's been a lot of fun going through with the kids. We ended up watching the Stitch trailer, which looks actually pretty good. I hope Disney doesn't drop the ball with the Lilo and Stitch movie. So when that comes out, I think in a few months, if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna go through and watch it in theaters. It should be a blast. I should be preparing for vacation. So I got vacation coming up next week. It's Friday. I need a pack. That's what I need to do after the end of the day. After the end of the day, I need to get some packing done, and we're going to be going through and surprising the kids on what we're going to be doing, which is going to be fun because they have no idea what the game plan is for spring break. So we're going on a fun cruise. So look out for a bunch of videos and pictures of that when I get back. It should be a lot of fun. And let's jump into our spotlight. So, first one, we have the indie author spotlight. When I was going through and trying to figure out who was going to be the spotlight for this week, there was one person that kept popping up. Someone who has been an amazing person to go through and talk with, writes an amazing book, and just started their own Booktube channel, and they are killing it across the board, and has to go to Molly McCobb. Her story, Dark Bloom, is so emotionally gripping. It is gets all your emotions going. It is a great, different look on the zombie horror genre. It Zombies are still a big part of the story, but there's a lot more of the people dynamic that's not really done in other zombie genres, about a lot of the PTSD, emotional depth people go through. And Molly goes through and dives straight into those types of uh, that type of storytelling. She does it very, very well. And there's a lot of great characters in there. There's been a few times where I was going through and reading the book that I was externally angry at some of the characters, and it was done purposely. So great job with getting my emotions riled up, Molly. So Molly McCobb, go through and watch her YouTube channel. I'll have it down in the description. Also, a link to her book. Go through and buy it. Give it a read. I think there's an audiobook version. Go through and check that out as well. And I'll have all that down in the description below. The Booktuber Spotlight for this week has to go with someone who I think is an awesome guy, goes through and does a lot of fun, different kind of videos. That has to be Odie. Odie is very honest with his reviews. He's very genuine on his communication style. Just all around awesome guy. So go out and check out Odie's channel. He is someone you definitely need to go through and follow if you want someone's brutally honest opinion that is down to earth and cool person. So that's it for this weekly wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know what to do. Till I see you in the next one.